Hello friends, happy nowruz, nowruz Mubarak. I'm out here thinking today of my fellow brothers and sisters around the world who are Muslim. There's over 1 billion Muslims around the world, and during this season that we are entering today, they will be celebrating Ramadan, either through prayer or fasting, and most of the time both. And they will seek God out 17 times a day in order for God or Allah to lead them onto the right path. Today I feel called into the Great Commission to tell you that I would like you to stand with me in the gap. I know, here's little Sebastian again. We are standing in the gap for our fellow brothers and sisters around the world, for them to know the straight path, and his name is Jesus. Amen. And so the straight path has a name, and his name is Jesus. And so I'm standing during this Ramadan season praying for the Lord to give, like so many have, a dream, a revelation, a vision of the man in white, and his name is Jesus. And so I too will be asking more than 17 times a day. I have a lot of family members and friends who are Muslim, and I too will be asking the Lord to guide them onto the straight path. And we know that the straight path has a name, and his name is Jesus. Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life. And so I just want to share with you quickly one of my favorite testimonies, and it's of an ex-Muslim man, and he was actually a missionary. So there aren't just Christian missionaries, friends. Islam has missionaries as well. And he was on a missions trip here to the United States, and he wanted to convert Christians to Islam. And one day he got into a terrible car accident, and essentially the same Christians that he despised ended up taking care of him, ended up being the doctors in the hospital. And also, since he didn't have any family here, they ended up taking him to their home and taking care of them. And after he recuperated and everything, he went back to his tiny little apartment, and he asked God or Allah why he had to be so rude or mean to these fellow Christians, that they didn't do anything wrong. If anything, look how they took care of him during this time and showed him great hospitality. And he just was very confused with his religion and very confused on his assignment. And he needed God to talk to him that day, to show him the way. And he prayed and prayed all day out of his confusion and frustration, out of his life's purpose. And he just couldn't really bear his life anymore. And so he said, guys, do you want to know what Allah said that day? Nothing. He didn't answer me. And so at the end of the day, he pulled out a gun and he wanted to commit suicide because he was just so tired of living in the life that he had been. And when he was about to pull the trigger, he said that Jesus appeared to him right in his living room. And Jesus called him by his name and told him not to do it. And he said, how do you know my name? And he said, well, I am Jesus. I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I love you. I've known you from the foundations of the earth. I called you by name. There's a purpose in your life. Follow me. And he knew that in that moment, he was God. And he said to Jesus, I will live and die for you. And Jesus said to him in return, you don't have to die for me because I already died for you. Amen. Isn't that beautiful? There are so many other great testimonies of fellow Muslim brothers and sisters around the world that are seeing Jesus and dreaming with this man in white. His name is Jesus. And so during this Ramadan, I'm standing in the gap, and I am praying that Jesus will appear to them and lead them into the right path. And I hope that you stand with me as we are called to fulfill the Great Commission and go throughout the earth. And most of the time we can't get to these physical places, but my friends, there is power in prayer. There is so much power in prayer. So stand with me during this Ramadan season and pray with me that the Lord, here's Blondie. Blondie, you never want to show yourself on camera, and pray that the Lord will continue to reveal himself more and more and more. Amen. I love you. God bless you. If you're like me and celebrating the Persian New Year, I love you. Happy Nowruz, and continue to do right and serve the Lord with all your strength. Love you. Bye.